TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. You could also go to Facebook.com, like the Gentleman Grachowski Show fan page, and go to YouTube. Check out the TV Hams at YouTube. You check out past episodes, sketches. You'll love it. You'll love it. And one thing you're going to love right now, we happen to have an actor, a music producer, and an auctioneer. Who would thunk all in one? Sepehr Nikpouri, how are you? Welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me,
You've
Larry.
seen him before. He's been here several times. He's been on the radio with us. And now he's here to promote a new movie you've been doing.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
How do you have time being an actor, a music producer, and do a movie?
You don't sleep, Larry.
Huh? I try not to, but I sleep too much.
I literally work 9 to 9, go home, hit the gym, hit the bed by 2, 3 in the morning, then repeat, wake up at 8 o'clock.
That's no life, sir. That's no life.
No life,
you got to sleep in once in a while.
Oh, so you got your Sundays.
All day. Every
fun
day.
days.
Every day's a Sunday for me. Okay, you play Commander in a new movie, Drafted 2035. Can I get 45?
Right.
35, actually. Tell us about that movie.
Yeah, well, it's about a four-star general's son who stumbles upon his father's plan to initiate a new world order, and it's about his epic journey and his fight it's kind of a really interesting movie.
Yeah, sounds
because the topic that we're covering is about the fight on terrorism.
Right.
And now we're in an era right now that this topic is very sensitive right now.
Yes.
Where it's really sensitive. So, to have us to do this, to get the permits, the IMDb credits, it's a truly an honor,
Right. And how did you get drafted for this film?
Well, I originally starred in a short comedy film called Filmmakers.
Okay.
And that was actually an award-winning film called, Filmmakers, but we won the Bud Holland Award. And Bud Holland was actually a 2-time Emmy Award winner. And when he passed away, they gave out this award to one film, that had a very good ambition and creativeness, and they had a right direction, So when we won that award, it gave us eligibility to move on to bigger and better things.
Right. Okay. Now the movie is written by Ronald Hansen and Cindy.
Right.
Cindy, if I'm not sure, and Ronald also directs it. What's Cindy's last name?
Paul Rolowski.
Okay. He wrote it and he's directing it, right?
Correct.
And how did you hear about this movie and how did you meet Ronald?
Well, it actually happened by mistake. I was talking to a girl from Disney, and
At the Disney store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was they were looking for someone had dropped out from a short film.
Right.
And they needed, someone to fill in the spot, and it was kind of like at short notice.
Okay. And what other movies have you done? You said it was...
it was called Filmmakers.
And can you tell us more about that?
Sure.
What your role was in there?
I was actually the lovable guy.
The lovable jock, right?
Right.
Okay.
And what happened was, this lovable jock ends up winning the NCAA championship basketball game, and he ends up getting, awarded by his parents with a new 2015 Dodge Challenger.
Not bad.
And then, so he gets a little cocky.
All that for playing basketball.
Right.
Excellent.
So he gets a little cocky, and, he ends up cheating on his girendriend.
Oh, okay.
Which is a terrible thing in
If you're
real
going to
life.
get that car, you might as well, right?
And what they did was I ended up cheating on her with a girl, and it was like her best friend in a forest, national park.
That's usually where it happens, yeah.
And I'm setting up a camp, and then she finds me
You're pitching
there.
a tent, and she found you.
And then she ends up taking my keys and leaving me there, and I'm stranded there for about.
She took the car.
Yeah, And this is all the movie,
But it sounds like that could happen.
Right.
Now, if that girl took the car, she would destroy it, probably, right?
Oh, most likely key it.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably my least.
Now, being a jock is something that you could relate to because you're a championship jock, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. I did wrestle for a state national champion wrestling team.
State champion wrestlers,
in
right?
Orland Park, Illinois.
You're state champs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
33. We were 33. No public wrestling team has ever done that.
Yeah.
We were actually first public wrestling team in the United States. and overall with the public school, we were third.
Yeah.
You know.
Not bad. So
Yeah.
you know a little about being a jock.
Right.
Now going back to the movie Drafted 2035, where did you film the movie at?
Well, right now, it's about 30% complete.
Right.
They just filmed at the Riverside Casino.
Okay.
Where they actually it actually made the newspaper in the Arizona Bullhead City newspaper.
Okay, so it's filming in Arizona.
Arizona, California.
And you're going to be leaving soon to go finish it, right?
I'll be leaving in about 4 days.
4 days to go finish it. Have
Right.
you been down there at all to do anything yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually I was recently on the red carpet
Mm-hmm.
for the filmmaker's short film.
Okay.
The comedy film.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go there, you realize you're going to go there. You network with people.
Right.
And you learn the ropes of the movie industry.
Yeah. What was the set like? What does 2035 look like?
Well, it's a futuristic movie.
Yeah.
And I have one of the best directors in computer generated imagery, also known as CGI.
Yeah, Paul Saldana?
Mr. Paul Saldana is
Saldana.
actually the director of Boss Battles 1, 2,
Right.
and 3.
Okay.
And you can also YouTube that. And he's done some incredible work in CGI. He actually made this movie, Boss Battles 1, with a budget of $180, which actually generated about 80,000 views on YouTube.
Right. Unbelievable.
Right. So we believe if we have more funds, which we actually have been financed
Right.
more for this film Drafted 2035, that we are able to get this to the million views.
And these, you said there's hard to get permits for this type of...
Right. Because the topic is so sensitive, and this movie is really about the fight on terrorism,
Yeah.
And it's not the easiest permits to get because, what's going on in this era right now.
Right.
And you really have
It's
to
a
be
touchy
careful.
time. Yeah, touchy time.
You cannot just, I must advise, the viewers at home, you cannot just go and, maybe create a Facebook page and say you're making a movie about terrorism.
Right.
You're probably going to have FBI and CIA
Someone's
at
knocking
your
at
house.
your door,
Yeah, someone's
yeah.
knocking, definitely,
Any interesting props or gadgets in this movie you could tell us about?
I can't disclose too much information,
Okay.
but I will tell you, we have designed a, multi-billion-dollar helicopter.
Okay.
And that's mostly CGI behind green screen work. We can't obviously afford that kind of,
Right, obviously, yeah.
So, I'll be jumping off, a military aircraft, and we'll be, I'm in the hunt for John, the
Yeah.
commander of the United States with me. I'm looking for John, and John is the lead character.
Okay.
And the lead character is being played by Corey Cage, who's actually a full-time actor. He's done many, many movies. You could also look that up on imdb.com. And what I can tell you a little bit of information about that is that I do have a one-on-one fight scene
Yeah.
with him. So that's kind of why the director has been putting a lot of pressure on me to hit the gym
Yeah.
at least 5 to 6 days a week.
Cool.
Because obviously the commander needs to have a masculine look.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going there, and I'm
You look somewhat masculine to me.
Yeah.
Nah, you look pretty good to me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at slim and trim. And he was a wrestler.
right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How was the costumes?
It's actually custom made.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're planning on after the movie is over to auction off some of the the costumes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
to
cool.
fundraise more for our next film.
And your character is a commander,
Commander of the United States military.
and you're going to look for a guy named John.
I'm looking for John.
John, and John is who?
John is basically a fugitive.
Okay.
He's on the run. He knows some secrets that that he shouldn't be knowing,
Right.
and he's trying to release basically to the public.
How was it hard to develop this character? What did you develop this character?
Oh
How did
well,
you-
I did a lot of method acting.
Okay.
And I do run a company 6 days a week, and people at work just started calling me the commander because I'm constantly in this character mode, 24/7.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Yeah.
you really have
Persistent.
to live. You really have to live the character.
Yeah, I can
You know?
imagine. I can imagine. Anything else about this film you could share about this with us?
Well, I just really have to give a standing ovation to RH Productions, the producer, the special effects persons, Anthony Roybal. There's Tommy Perez of Imperfection Studios.
Okay.
See, there's basically 3 different, companies working on this, which is RH Productions, Lit Up Productions, and Imperfection Studios.
Okay.
So
they all work together as
we're
one.
all collaborating, and with the minimum budget that we're working with, we're able to get this out to some very, very big film festivals.
Cool. And hopefully by the end of this year, it should be out.
Right.
That's the plan, right?
It should be out in October.
Excellent.
Yeah, we'll have a trailer out soon.
Well, when you have that trailer, you can come back and maybe you can bring some other cast members.
Right.
Definitely.
Hopefully.
Fun. Yeah.
I mean, they're into California.
We can figure something out.
I'm actually the only Chicago casting member.
Yeah.
Everybody else is in the California, Las Vegas, and Arizona area.
They can't handle the winters here.
But I can tell you I've already got the okay from director Ron Hansen that he does want to do a sequel.
Oh, cool.
And the sequel he's planning on doing at my company. He's actually wants me to jump off my building, strapped to some, I believe a crane and jump in on a trampoline type,
Well, if you need any fat bald guys for the movie, let me know. I might be.
I think I got a good role for you, in fact.
Okay, and tell us on a serious note. Tell us about how learning the piano and a special man changed your life.
One teacher really inspired me. He really told me, it's like, hey, you should really pick up the drums or, pick up, a music instrument.
Right.
And it was because I was kind of a hyperactive kid.
Okay.
And he kind of realized.
Most kids are, right?
Right. And he realized every time I took a drumstick and I would just, I would let loose and he'd see that my tension in class would be reduced. So it was to his own benefit to make me some,
And then what was the teacher's name?
His name was Mr. McCumber.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he taught you, and from there you learned piano.
Right. Well, he basically encouraged me to take piano lessons in music theory. He was always picking me to pick out, to show and tell and present in front of class. And the first song that I ever mastered was actually, and I performed in front of him. Mm-hmm. And it was an honor to play in front of him because the next following week he actually passed away. So ever since, from that point, I actually devoted my whole life to the arts.
Right, fine
and
arts.
it just branched out. I went from architecture, to the music, to acting, and now I'm an auctioneer.
Yeah. Now, before we go to auctioneer, because I gotta ask you about that. We finish up with I've listened to some. You have some of your music online.
Right. You can actually see some of my music on YouTube and SoundCloud.com.
Yeah.
I focused more on SoundCloud because I want to actually get my acting first so that people could see my image. And eventually we're going to direct a new music video. And I was hopefully having Miss Thorne, who was actually the previous guest here, to hopefully appear in one of my music videos.
Yeah, sounds like if anyone would be, that would be the person you'd want in there.
Yeah.
And from all the music you've done, you were able to your internship for R. Kelly. What did you do specifically?
Oh, okay. Well, what happened was with that, I bumped into him at a fitness center.
Okay.
And out of everybody that I actually bumped into him, talked to him, I actually did some type of business with him. You know? In a sort of way. He appointed me to his general sound engineer.
Okay.
By the name of Mr. Scott Margalis. And he was the sound engineer of Chocolate Factory Recording Studios, who is owned by CEO R. Kelly, who is the king of R&B, and still is.
Yeah, he is.
And when I saw him, one thing I learned, when you see someone important, don't let him go.
Right.
Don't let him go without introducing yourself because you never know. Don't ever underestimate yourself.
Right, you got the confidence in yourself.
So when I went up to him, I said, hey, the first time I heard I Believe I Can Fly, I knew I was an R. Kelly fan.
Okay.
So
that'd make him feel pretty good.
So he got his attention.
Yeah.
But he still gave his bodyguard a wink to like, get me kicked out. You know what I mean? And I was this close.
Of the gym?
Right. No, but I was actually in the sauna, and it was
it's kind of a.
It's kind of it
want
was
their
a steamy,
space.
hot moment I had with R. Kelly.
People want their space in the sauna.
Yeah. So he kind of gave the signal to get me kicked out, but I knew that he was going to that gym, and I went under a guest pass because at that time.
Oh no.
Yeah. So when he he saw me and I told him all this, I did a little research on the guy.
Okay.
I knew he was going to the gym.
Oh.
So I said, if I ever bump into him, I'll probably have 30-second opportunity.
You're not gonna have long
to present to showcase. So I presented. I basically learned about his biography. How he made it so young, and his father wasn't living in his life in the heart city of Inglewood City in Chicago, which is under destruction even at that time. And for him to make it so big from something with all the lack of resources that he had. It was such a tremendous, opportunity for him, and now for him not underestimating him and to give me, some guidance. I never actually made any personal soundtracks for him. These are my personal soundtracks. Right. I'm looking now for singers, rappers, dancers, editors, directors, and hopefully, we expand, with this movie that I'm doing. Now,
right now you are an auctioneer.
I'm an auctioneer.
Tell us about that. That's got to be exciting. That's got to be the most diverse profile we have here.
Right.
You're jumping out of buildings and getting thrown out of helicopters in one day, and next day you're doing auctioneer. Tell us what an auctioneer does.
Well, first, I graduated from Worldwide College of Auctioneering.
There's a college for that.
Right.
Okay.
And I graduated from Mason City, Iowa.
Okay.
One of my biggest mentors from that college was John Nichols, who gave me a lot of guidance, and Mr. Paul Sepehr.
Okay.
And John Nichols actually became the president of the National Auctioneers Association. So he's the top dog of basically these multi-million-dollar auctions.
Okay.
And now, I'm actually running Crestwood Auto Auction.
Okay.
And and what an auctioneer does, basically, you have to present, for example, like 200 to 300 products within 2.5 hours. So you have 30 seconds to 45 seconds per each product.
Does your throat get dry doing
it? It gets a little dry. And the whole objective is that you have to inform and you have to persuade.
Okay.
You have to know the product, have product knowledge, and to persuade them.
Okay. Can you give us a sample of it? Is it like you watch it on movies or TV? Is that what it's like? You talk fast?
Well, it's not that we want to talk fast. It's just that we have so much products to present in 2.5 hours that we're literally we have no choice but to talk fast.
Well, give us a shot. Tell us how. Give us an example.
Well, let's say
I got this computer.
Well, okay. If I opened up at Crestwood Auto Auction, I'd say this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Crestwood Auto Auction. My name is Sepehr Nikpouri, and I'll be your auctioneer today. The next vehicle on the auction block will be a 2014 Mercedes S550 with a 5.5 liter engine. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the bidding. Hat, fountain number 5 would have been
right here,
would have been 6 now. Hand 6 would have been 6 now, would have been 6
right here.
Hand I got 7 here, would have been 7.25, 7.5, 7.75, 7.75 would have been 7,
right here.
Hand I got 8, 8.5 would have been 9, 9, 9, 9. 9 would have been 9, 9, 7.5 would have been 10, 10 would have been 10, 10 would have been 10, 10, 10 would have been 10, 10, 7.5 would have been 10, 10 would have been 10, 10, 10 would have been 10, 10. Sold.
Oh, what if
for $9,500? Thank you.
What if how do you know what the person's choosing? What if I just had to stretch my nose?
Now that's a pretty cheap Mercedes S550. Mercedes going for $9,500.
That's why I'm taking it.
Yeah.
What if I just scratched my nose or something? I bought a car and I didn't want to?
It's a federal offense to bid on a vehicle and be the highest bidder and to actually leave. It's a federal offense.
Really?
Because prior to the auction, you must register.
So if I go there, I should have my hands in my pants or pockets?
You should, yeah. Don't scratch your nose because we have you on camera.
Right.
And we could take you to litigation and say, hey, that looks like a wave.
Now, does it have to be a wave? I mean, could it just be?
It could be. It could be a nod. It could be a nod.
Is this it? Would you make me buy that?
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but if you did a nod, if you gave me direct eye contact.
What if I was like this? You're over there. I'm like this. Can we get a wide shot? Wide shot. Right there. I'm like, But I'm not looking at you. Does that still count?
You know, if you gave me direct eye contact and you nodded,
Right.
I'm gonna consider that as a bid.
Okay.
You know.
So I have to keep my hands in my pockets, and I have to not even move my head in front of you.
Right.
If I'm going to this. Otherwise, I might be going to jail for buying something I don't want.
Right.
But if I'm the lowest bidder, I'll be okay, right?
Yeah. You'll be good to go.
So I just got to get my shaking out of that way early, right?
Yeah. And the benefit that you actually have at an auction that you would have at a dealership, you know, you have the consumer has the opportunity to view 200 to 300 vehicles inside a heated and air-conditioned facility.
Oh, okay. No sweating.
With the engine running for the consumer's personal inspection.
Okay.
Right? So now you can hire a mechanic and pay him $50 for each hour of his time. For 2 hours, you just gave him $100.
I'm going to get him in there quicker.
And he just inspected all these cars and found you the best product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I might get two mechanics for $25
even if you
each.
don't bid at Crestwood Auto Auction at the end of the auction, you're still able to buy at the auction reserve, which is actually, you know, the lowest price accepted at the auction.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. If no one ends up bidding on the car. We just like working with people and end up just selling, you know what I mean?
Excellent.
But it has to be after the auction if nobody bids.
Cool. Your website, IMDb for the movie?
Right. You can see everything about that, the characters, the budget, the, you know, description, profile photos. We'll be uploading a trailer soon.
Okay.
You know, it's yet not rated.
Yeah, see, okay. That's cool. Excellent. Well, thanks for stopping by the broadcast.
Right.
And for more information, go to TVHams.com, the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. YouTube it, Facebook it, be friends, and check out Sepehr. Thanks.
It's a Gentleman Grachowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a Gentleman Grachowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a Gentleman Grachowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a Gentleman Grachowski Show.